Hey there everybody, it's Aaron again, and we're finally back on Pixelmon. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Alright, so last time it was the legendary quest, which I failed. Wah, 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 wah. Today, I'm going to finally talk about something that I've kind of been waiting on, just because of the way things have come up. And that is going to be my thoughts on Pokemon X and Y. And while I'm discussing that, we are going to investigate some caves. Because we haven't done that in a while, and I am wanting to try and find a fossil. So, I have messed with my settings, so hopefully we won't be seeing as many water Pokemon all the time. And I've also still got some of my team members. I switched out the Rhydon that I have, which I plan on using for legendary hunting specifically. I have updated too, so if you didn't see the annotation I left, there was a patch shortly after the version that I was using in the legendary quest, and this one actually alerts you to legendary Pokemon spawning. So it's good to know. So this is where we're going to start. We're going to collect resources too, because I'm not sure where I'm at on stuff. I haven't checked this out in a while. So my thoughts on Pokemon X and Y. To be honest, I enjoyed them both a lot. I do have a copy of each, although I just got the copy of X for Christmas from my wife, because she's nice like that. So I have enjoyed them both a lot. Some of the things I liked that may not be popular with everybody, but I enjoyed them, were things like the grinding that you used to have to always do being toned down a lot. The experience share that actually works on all of your Pokemon all the time if you want it to. Things like that. I found those kind of nice. However, I did find that due to my old habits of playing the older games, like by the end, out-leveled a lot of the gyms and the Elite Four and stuff without really working all that hard on it. And so in that relation, I do feel like they should have put in like a hard mode similar to what they did with Black 2 and White 2, where you can actually select it to be a bit harder, and it made the gyms a little bit more difficult. Dang, this dead end. Fortunately, I did mark out a couple of caves. I am looking for gravel, by the way. That's what I'm hoping to find. But so far, no luck. We'll grab this. They had a hard mode that you could play, and it increased the level of the gym leaders' Pokemon, and it often gave them... I'm pretty sure it gave them extra ones. And I actually played on that mode when I played Black 2, White 2 after I unlocked the ability to do so. I liked that extra bit of challenge. So I don't know why they didn't do that in X and Y, but I do think that... I know I would play on a hard mode of that game in a heartbeat. Here's the next one. I don't know how deep this one goes either. There's a bit of gravel there. I don't necessarily expect anything to come out of digging through that. I think I'm going to skip it. What else did I... What else I think... I kind of think that Fairy type are like overpowered. And that could, as I was having a discussion with one of my friends about this, that could be more just because of the encounters that the way the game encounters have been set up to make it seem like the Fairy type is really overpowered. So, in fairness, I have no solid stats that say they are. I very much felt like they were. I ended up liking a lot of the new Pokemon. I was kind of surprised by that. Well, not really, I guess. I didn't know how I would feel about them, is what I should say. But I liked a lot of them. I thought Honedge was pretty neat in his evolution line. Who else did I end up using? Talonflame is really cool. I didn't end up using it in my original, or on my Y game, which was my main cartridge. because I chose to use the gift Torchic with the Blazikenite that you can get. I think you can still get it too, so if you haven't yet, you should try and get the mystery gift while you can. I used that as my fire Pokemon and was ridiculously OP. uh, and things like that. I thought the fossil. I really liked the fossil Pokemon from this set. Tyrant is probably one of my favorites now. I'm not overly fond of the fact that he's a dragon, to be honest, but I liked him otherwise. And he was what I picked originally. I liked the super training more than I thought I would. If you don't know what the super training is, it's basically the system they put in to help you EV train your Pokemon. EV being effort values, and I use that a ton. Like I really ended up enjoying that a lot more than I ever suspected I would. On the other side, I found that I didn't care for Pokemon Me as much as I thought I would either. I played with it a bit, and I know that it has some significance, but it's a particular Pokemon. But it's a neat idea. I guess it just wasn't for me in the end. And I have spent very little time messing around with it, and maybe I'm missing out. I'll admit that. Like I said, I haven't spent much time messing with it really. So it is what it is. And I was really thinking that after taking a break like I did over Christmas break, we might actually holiday break find a fossil, but we won't because that's just the way it works for me. Overall, I enjoyed the game a lot. I would love to see a remake of any of the other games in a similar style. I did think it's a bit too easy. If you know a couple tricks, it's just crazy easy to grind money in the game to a rather ridiculous point. But I will say that I've expanded my horizons a bit too. They made Ivy breeding a little bit easier, and I've actually been working on that, on making a perfect Helioptile just for the heck of it, which is something I've never done in the past. That was something that never appealed to me because I thought it was just too much work and too much calculation. But I found that I, actually get a kick out of that. So that's something that I've been working on. And I battle a lot more. I battle random people a lot more than I used to. And I kind of mentioned that previously. I'm not a big fan of using legendaries, and that's one of my only issues with fighting random people is that so many people that I've encountered use Xerneas or Ivital or whatever and just own you because that's the easy thing to do, I guess. I don't know. Mewtwo. I haven't encountered any Mewtwo's, oddly enough. Mewtwo's the only one I'd probably consider using, and that's because I'm a fan of Mewtwo, because of being from the original series. I really liked the evolution of Froakie into a ninja. That was awesome. Just saying. Like that was definitely one of the cooler things that I liked about it. I love Greninja. And I find that for the second time in a row on an expansion, I actually enjoyed the water starter a lot. So, can't think of anything else that any other comments I really had. Like I said, I honestly, I blasted through Y crazy fast. Faster than I've probably beaten any Pokemon game. And while it's not probably as fast as most people, like it was fast for me. I think I beat it in 10 days. Which is crazy for me. I usually take a lot longer. I did switch my team up halfway through, though. I started using Gardevoir. I switched my flying type. It became an Aerodactyl, which I found an old Amber. The very first time I went into the fossil cave. Which, if you didn't know this, you can find some of the fossils by using Rock Smash on the breakable rocks in there. So, tip from me to you if you didn't already know that. And that's what I did. I had Rock Smash on my Blaziken at the time. It's probably Combuskin, I would imagine, but I think it was interesting that you can find as many Pokemon as you can in some of the routes. And I was talking with one of my buddies about this the other day too. Like, it's crazy, like how many Pokemon they stuff in the routes in this game. And like a lot of them will be like a 1 in 10 or so chance of even seeing one. And I don't have the route numbers off the top of my head. There's a route shortly after the first cave that you ever go through in the game. There are Bagon on that route. And on my first playthrough and my buddy's first playthrough, neither of us even saw one. We didn't know they were there. I did catch one in my X game, but that's just how crazy the chances are of that. And I probably didn't, in truth, I didn't probably spend enough time in some of the routes. And I find that in my Y playthrough, I'm trying to be more aware of that. Go Aron. So I decided I want to try on this for this server. I want to try and get a better false swiper that will actually be useful against legendaries. Because Parasect, like as far as legendary birds are concerned, Parasect is at a huge disadvantage, really. He got used because he's who I have. So that's why he's the one that's my false swiper, because I kind of already had him. So that's one of my goals. I want to get somebody who would be a better false swiper. I have seen the previews. They've started showing previews of the next Pixelmon patch, which I'm excited about. And one of them specifically showed trade evolution through items. They evolved a Scyther into a Scizor, which is pretty neat. Which means if I can do that, I can actually have my preferred false swiper, because I like to use them Scizor for that. Mainly because of its resistance to the resistances it picks up through being part metal, part steel type. So, alright. As far as X and Y go, overall, enjoyed the games a lot. Like I said, I would love to see an older game remade in that. There's rumors that the Hoenn games, Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, will be getting remade due to rumors about the Pokemon Bank. But we'll see. I think that's a pretty wild shot in the dark, to be honest. That's not to say I wouldn't be pleased if they did, because I enjoyed those games a lot. Like I said, I'd love to see any of them in that remade like that. I really enjoyed trainer customization, but I tend to like that kind of stuff anyway. It just made it feel more like you could be... The trainer was really you, as opposed to just some random trainer. And I enjoyed that a lot, I guess. I'm drawing a blank on any other features that I really enjoyed. I thought some of the... while I liked a lot of the Pokemon, I did think some of them were pretty weird. Goomy. If you haven't seen the memes for this yet, wow, because Goomy is a weird Pokemon. It's a ball of goo that is a dragon type. A pure dragon type. It's just nuts. Friend Safaris, that's another one. Loved Friend Safari. That's a neat idea. I like that. I like their take on the Safari Zone in this one. Alright, we're getting some interesting stuff here anyway. However, you notice none of them are fossils. Take that. Take this. Alright. Well, I suppose that I should call it good for now. And on the next episode, we will kind of continue this quest. Uh, as I said, my opinions of X and Y are my opinions. They're exactly as I said they were. However, if you feel like you want to discuss something or flame me or whatever, as I'm prepared to endure some of that, because I'm sure there are plenty of hardcore people who are like, "Oh, this is a terrible game." Feel free to leave me a comment. I enjoyed it. Let me know what your favorite your favorite new things that came in X and Y, and how you feel about the experience stuff being tweaked, and like experience share working on everybody, and just did you feel like it was too easy, and did that bug you? And of course, I am not going to be able to get there because I am down underground. So there it is, folks. The first legendary to spawn on the server, and I am nowhere near it. So I'm not even going to try. Sorry. We'll save it for another time. As always, take care of yourselves. Leave a comment, tweet at me, whatever. My Twitter's somewhere. Try not to be too stingy. If you do want a response fairly quickly to something, if you tweet at me, I'll have a much better response rate, because I kind of keep an eye on that most of the time. So, as always, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. And maybe we'll find a fossil next time. But probably not, because let's be honest, that just doesn't happen. So, alright, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.